Saturday, August 29th, I think.
Yeah, very good.
I guess I could look at my watch. Anyway, thanks for joining us again. If you are returning and for giving us a second chance, our first episode, we were really nervous. Well, Carrie wasn't because she's a pro, but Melissa and I were very, very nervous. So we are trying to work out some of that and work on our sound issues as well. So
yeah, hopefully we're loud enough. I'm just kidding.
Yes. The funny thing is that I used to be a school bus driver.
She's the quietest one, but she was a school bus driver. You would think that she'd be able to yell at those kids.
You would think so, being that I think I did it for about 3 years.
Maybe we need to get you a steering wheel to hold.
I need a whistle.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's good.
It's funny you mention a whistle. I know we said we were going to talk about school going back to school, but Paige, Antonio went back to school this week, and Paige has to be the PE teacher. So, we went to go see. We see a personal trainer together, and we went to go see the personal trainer, and she was telling him, "Yeah, I'm going to be Antonio's." PE teacher, because Antonio comes to the gym with us also, and she's like, I'm gonna get a whistle and everything. I'm gonna like blow it and tell him to do the push-ups. It was just really funny.
I had a whistle.
I can see that.
Some districts are like, no. No brake checking on the bus either. You can't stomp on them if they're being turds.
I think that would be fun.
It's an interesting job. I miss it. We've kind of discussed it a little bit if I go back or not, but
Aren't you afraid turning that big thing? I mean, I have enough trouble with my SUV. If it's small, I can't imagine turning a...
good to like sit up high and see everything. One thing I loved was like watching people walk their dogs all the time, and then also like the holiday decorations.
Oh yeah,
seeing that and stuff.
Sure, that would be exciting.
Cool. And the kids.
Yeah,
the kids are great.
You had some good kids too.
I did.
Yeah. The cards and stuff you used to get.
Yeah.
So endearing.
I get little flowers, like those rain flowers that come after the rain. I got like tons of those.
That is sweet.
It is really sweet. So my kids also started school, so I was debating whether or not to let them go to school, in school or out of school, and then my daughter's like, I need to go to school because otherwise I'm not going to learn anything. And
I think all kids need to get back in there. That's just my take on it.
And then my son being a senior this year, I'm like, you can't miss your senior year. Like, you need to go. So I know that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's good. I know it's a tough decision for everyone whether to send their kids back or keep remote, and everyone has to make their own decision. A word of comfort, I guess. My sister is a principal at a school out in Colorado in Grand Junction, and they've been back for a couple weeks now, and they've had 0 incidences of COVID. So
that's good. Very positive.
They've had a lot of strep throat and other sinus infections and stuff because they've had some wildfires out there, but nothing related to COVID in the entire district. So
that's great news. Great news.
And they're probably at 75% capacity. Probably 25% chose the remote option, but I thought that was pretty encouraging. So we're either building some herd immunity or learning to live with the virus. They are wearing masks in class, though.
Yeah, same with mine. So.
And I guess I wanted to mention too, we're very conscious about COVID and practicing, wearing our mask and all that. And someone did make a comment as to why, don't we wear masks?
Are we
why are we together? But
practice
we kind of made a decision probably a month, well, maybe 2 months ago now, to we've all been pretty isolated and to kind of expand our bubble for sanity reasons. And so,
of course,
we've been together, and we do wear masks when we're out and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I made a sheep mask. It's pretty fun.
Cute.
I've gotten compliments on it.
I bet.
Yeah. I bet.
That's nice.
I kept it in my purse. And I made my kids masks, and then I just ordered those ear things because my son said he came home with a headache after the first day.
Oh,
they were too tight.
Yeah.
So
I have to wear the full-blown N95 mask at certain customers, and oh my god, those things are just so tight on your face.
They're hard to breathe in too.
They're awful. But
did you have to get it fitted?
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know how people do it all day. I may be in a plant for an hour or whatever with it on and just about ready to pass out from
sweat?
it. But
like you have to walk out and you take it off. You're like,
yeah, plus it doesn't help that we're in Texas and it's been 105, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I really go nowhere. I mean, I seriously go nowhere. But I recently had like an hour appointment with a different personal trainer, and we were going over some stuff, and I wore the mask the entire conversation, and then I came outside and I got in my car and I took that mask, and I know I've seen many memes that say taking your mask off is the new, you know, taking your bra off at the end of the day. I was taking that mask off. I was like, oh my God, I can finally. And you know, I can't hear people that well with masks on.
That is the worst part.
I feel like they can't hear me, and I'm a loud person. Yeah. I'm very loud, like naturally.
Listen to me, yeah.
I'm jealous. I want to be louder.
I'm just I mean, even my family, they're like, Care Bear, like take it down a notch. You know, I'm like, oh, sorry, I was excited. You know, so anyway, I just feel like I sometimes I can't hear them and they can't hear me. And you know, you do the polite, excuse me. I'm sorry.
You can't read lips.
Yeah, yeah, you can't. I'm sorry. Could you say that again? But after you've asked them to repeat themselves 3 times, you're just like, oh, okay. You have no clue what they said.
Well, I think the worst because I'm on the road all the time. I have to eat lunch out almost every day, and you know they're putting the plexiglass in front of cashiers and all that, and you know, and that's fine because it's for safety, but. So you have that barrier plus each of you wearing a mask and trying to hear. Sometimes I get what I ordered and sometimes I didn't.
My whole thing is that everybody in the car is not wearing a mask, but then you go through the drive-thru and it's like, do you wear a mask or you don't wear a mask?
Oh, in the drive-thrus,
yeah. And you see, like my husband doesn't. Like I've done it off and on, but I feel like I'm a dork wearing a mask, and none of my kids are wearing a mask.
Well, I'm not the one that's gonna see 78 cars come through. They're the ones that are gonna see the multiple people. So, and they're walking around their establishment. So I'm just in my. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing, but I don't.
Curious the way you guys.
Plus, you're outside in the drive-thru too. That helps disperse things.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, okay, enough COVID stuff.
We are
We're over it. We're ready to be done with it. So.
Okay. So I know we got a lot of comments about how amazing Carrie looks, and I totally agree.
Thank you,
Flex.
I thought we were marking that off our discussion,
but you said it's okay. So I just want to say you look amazing.
Thank you very much. I've been working very hard at it. This is one of my favorite athletic / knit shirts.
That's
just
adorable.
knit it. I stole this from
That's cute.
Naughty Knitwits, I think. I think I saw.
Nice.
I think Michelle had one a couple years ago, and I got it. So that's one of my favorite shirts.
Cute.
But yeah, I'm a little bit. I was never into physical fitness or anything. And if any of you guys watched Knitters Gotta Knit, then you knew that I had been struggling for a while with some depression and just a funk, just like I don't know what's going on in my life, and I just decided to try to be a little bit healthier, and it just kind of snowballed into like a health and fitness type thing.
Yeah, and I'm motivated by her, so I joined a gym in June.
I'm so proud of you.
And they're trying to work on me.
And Jennifer is walking daily. She goes on hikes. I get messages on my watch. I think this morning she walked 2.61 miles.
Wow.
You go, Jennifer.
Job.
Yeah. So just I've enjoyed it. I feel so much better. I know it's hard, but I feel so much better. But thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you for all the comments. I appreciate it.
So yeah, I was just super when we got 9 subscribers. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have 9 subscribers. Now we have over 150.
That's
So I'm like,
thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
so
we're so excited.
And so happy that you guys are here and that you want to know what's going on in our little corner of Texas.
Yes. And you guys all know that we know Awesome Granny, Bags for Awesome Granny, and she has already reached out to us that she would like to do a giveaway. So Melissa had the great idea that as soon as we hit 200 subscribers, we're going to do a giveaway. So yeah, I don't know how we're going to do it. We'll figure it out.
Maybe
whether it's on Ravelry or something, comments on YouTube or something, we'll figure it out. But yes, so yes, thank you. Hit subscribe, hit like. We appreciate it.
Share it.
Very much.
Share it.
So what else?
What else do we have? She's got the agenda.
Elizabeth got a new toy.
I did. I got my
super excited.
Sock machine, my Earl Bucker Gearhart circular sock machine, which I'll have probably have Audrey insert a picture here so you can see it. I just arrived yesterday afternoon and I played with it well into the night.
She should have like 78 tubes done, right?
So I did my first tube just with some scrap yarn, and I was pretty happy with it. My tension is a little loose, but they set it loose at the factory just so you get used to the mechanism, because there is some, quite a bit of learning curve to it. But I didn't have any missed stitches on it, so I was pretty happy about that.
That's really good.
So this is just some scrap leftover yarn from Earth sock yarn. So self-striping. Yeah. I had made a sock head hat, and that was leftover, so good practice.
Ooh, I bet that was a good sock head hat.
It is, yeah. I love that hat. I wear it all the time.
Okay.
So next podcast we'll expect like 70 pairs of socks to be completed. 60?
Something like that.
We're gonna have to bug her to like rent it out by the hour or something, like show us how to do it so we can all crank our sock yarn.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, ladies, let's talk about whips.
Whips.
I wonder what Audrey will put there. I was so nervous when you let your almost 14-year-old edit a podcast.
She did a great job.
Thank you, Audrey.
Yeah.
You did amazing. Thank you so much.
You never know. She was over there giggling, and I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" She's like, "Stop, Mom."
I think she did an amazing job.
She's our tech team.
Yes.
She is. Thank you,
Yes,
Audrey.
thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna start with my whip.
Okay.
Okay, let's see
So,
those whips.
This is my hedgehog blanket. And
Wow.
That's so pretty.
I actually have August's color completed in August.
Wow, nice.
So now I can't do any more on it until I get my September skein of
Which
yarn.
is next week.
Do you
right?
want to hear
Yeah.
something bad?
What?
And totally not appropriate. I'm sorry, Mom. She watches. I showed Trevor, my husband, this, and he's like, "It looks like lady parts."
Thank you. I can never unsee my vagina blanket now.
I am sorry.
I still love this blanket,
I
and I
think it's
can't wait to use
amazing.
it.
I love
I
it
can't
too.
wait to use it.
I think
so.
it's the pinky part. I
It
think
might
it's
be.
like
The bottom.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, it'll be fun when it's all done.
Trevor, you know you love it. You're just jelly.
That's
a little
right.
bit. Sorry.
So I'll get this skein. It usually like ships around the 10th or 12th. So I don't know if I'll have it done before the next podcast, whenever we do the next one. But
I think it's awesome.
I'm just very excited that I have August color done in August.
That's
So
impressive.
I'm impressed with myself.
That's a good
So
feeling to
Thank
It
you.
keep up.
is.
Thank you.
Keep up.
Yes.
I
Doing
have,
good.
so my night, I always forget the name, Night Shift by Andrea Mowry shawl that I showed last time in the Barocco Medina. I'm getting there, and
Oh my
I'm just kind of
gosh.
over it, but you can see
I won't sniff it
all the
this time.
different colorways. I have probably maybe 60 more rows, I think, and then I can bind off. So hopefully a couple more days. I usually can do about 35 rows a day. on
That's
it.
gorgeous.
So, but my sock machine sidetracked me yesterday, so I didn't get it done. I was hoping to have it done for this podcast.
I know. I don't really blame you for that one.
I don't even know how you slept last night. I would have been up all night on that.
And again, that's in my Bags by Awesome Granny, the
Sushi bag.
sushi bag,
Oh,
which is super cute.
It is very good.
Oh, and I should say we're podcasting at my house today.
Yeah, we're at
Upstairs
Elizabeth's.
in my craft
Mhm.
room.
Yeah.
Background is a lovely quilt that my wonderful girlfriends made for me and gave to me as a gift for housewarming in my new
I
home.
got
And
one too. They're
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
we have a really nice group of friends, and a lot of them are quilters, and they
Tammy.
make gifts for people. Yes, Tammy, Margie,
Margie, yeah.
yeah.
They crank them out. I'm impressed.
Evelyn,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm the
Jennifer
non-sewer.
does,
I'm the
too.
only. I like have to beg people for masks. I'm like, can somebody sew me a mask? I don't even own a
Should've brought you
machine.
one.
I don't even own a sewing machine.
I should
So
make you guys some.
only unless I can knit it or crochet it.
Yeah. Quilts are special too when you get them because
They
there's so
are.
much work that goes into them, and
They are, and they're
they
amazing.
usually
and
make
I've,
them as surprises for people. and
I've thought
it's
about it
just really
several
thoughtful.
times, but I just can't go. I can't fall down another rabbit hole. It's just
Oh, I
like-
bought a kit 2 weeks ago for a small one, but it's a llama. It's so cute.
Darlene's been making
So
some
cute.
really amazing paper piece.
Oh,
stuff.
Yes, she
Hers
has
are-
for her grandkids.
Yes, they're
Braylon's
amazing.
was amazing. Yeah,
Mhm.
And she's making
Well,
Bryson one now. So
Yes,
yeah.
that little squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
So many pieces in there. So.
All right.
Do you have
What
any
other
more?
do you have any other whips?
I have another whip, but don't you have a whip?
I have Ah.
What
So
was your whips?
this is my mystery tube sock. And last time
That amazingly matches her weekender.
I was like right here last time. So lots of school line car.
That's great.
So I'm probably within the second, and I've been using it to practice continental knitting. So
That's good. I know I used to knit English style, and then it was probably 4 years ago, maybe. I don't know, something like that. I decided I wanted to try continental, and it was horrible at first. Horrible. And then I read online, or someone mentioned to me, someone showed me a video, I think it was, and they're like, yeah, you need to just push through an entire skein of sock yarn. So I'm like, okay, so just do some simple project like a scarf or some, some simple stockinette, and do, a good 400 yards. And then after that, you'll have the muscle memory. And honest to God, that worked. And then after that single project, then my tension just got better and better. And now it's like I can't even stand to knit English style.
Really?
Yes.
I have tried to knit continental.
It's just so efficient for me.
100 times, I think. Seriously. And I just can't. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
But
my weekender.
You are so close.
I am doing that helical knitting on this because it's Malabrigo. So the Malabrigo, their dyeing isn't quite even between their skeins.
Yep.
So I love the helical knitting.
And that's where you drop.
That's where you
slip some stitches.
You slip 3 and then you pick up with the new yarn. But this project, I don't know why it's kind of still pooling a little bit.
Oh, I think it's fine.
I actually really like it.
So
I think
this thing is kind of big. Did you find yours?
Yeah,
Really
mine got
big?
like kind of boxy, but but I love it because I just wear a shirt under it.
I love it too.
I just absolutely love it.
I love mine
So,
too.
I am in Sleep Island. I only have a couple more inches and then I can start the ribbing on this one.
That's great.
And then I use the Clover stitch markers to mark my decreases.
Your tubular, was this tubular
Yeah.
bind off? Yeah, that looks
Yep.
really nice too.
Okay, that's good. I have a couple ends to weave in.
Melissa hates weaving it in.
Give it another whip.
I do. I have one more.
Oh, you're
The blanket.
She's
I'm
the
in the
blanket queen.
Yes.
In the middle of summer, she's the blanket queen.
I have been knitting for whatever I said, 10 years, 10, 11 years, whatever.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to have like a blanket that I'm working on in my lap for like the fall when it's cold.
Yeah.
But in order to have it the size that you kind of want it, you got to do some of it clearly in the summer. And so I think these are going to be perfect size when it is time, when it actually gets cool enough. But I have not done much on this since the last podcast, but you can see I did go into the next into the next color. So
this makes
I'm
me want to be a
really
hooker.
see the patterning.
yeah, I'm
in those color changes.
really enjoying it. This is crocheted, but I am really enjoying it. She has another, her name is Tina, and I do not know how to say her last name. It starts with like a T and it's hyphenated and it's real long. I have the pattern way over there. But she has another one called like Thorpe, like Thorpe, I think.
Oh.
And it's like different colors, and then the patterning, it looks like almost like Celtic knots type thing.
Wow.
It is gorgeous. I think I might have a picture on my phone that I can show you. Like this.
Oh wow.
Can you see that?
That is gorgeous.
That is very pretty.
Yeah. So, I want to do this one, but I have to finish this one first. So, those are. I have one more whip, but you go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was feeling the need after working on that shawl so much, I needed to work on something else. So I cast on another shawl, and it's one that I've wanted to make for years, called Dotted Rays by Stephen West. And the pattern is a wonderful pattern. I don't know if I show. It's not a very good picture, but I'm
Just
sure most people
Dotted
know.
Rays.
Most people know that shawl. And I'm doing it in some fabulous Madeline-tosh.
Who
Do you want me to hold your balls?
I got my balls.
Okay. Does that have
Tosh
sparkle in it?
Merino
That's
Light
gorgeous.
with, this one has halo, and this one is with the glitter, and it's in the copper glitter. And you can sort of see the sparkles in there, but it's so pretty. And can show you what it's
Look how
doing.
huge it is.
I know, I
Oh my
just
gosh,
started
it's so
it.
pink. That yarn's ending
But-
up really pretty.
Oh, there.
Very pretty.
So, anyway, the colors are, this color is copper pink, and this color here is subtle flame,
Ooh.
and then this is whiskey barrel.
Nice.
With,
I love
again, with
whiskey
the glitter and the copper colored glitter. So I just started that, and I'm enjoying it. And once I get that other shawl done, I'll cruise away on this one too. So,
Yes, you will.
and I just have this in a little bag that I created.
Sewed.
Here, this was bored one day. So,
Do you have a whip?
So, because my kids are gone and I'm home alone with my dog and my 2 cats, poor jerks, I started this. It's called Candy Ribbon.
Oh, your arms are so much longer, so.
pretty.
So I'm doing the scrappy version, and then I had this jelly roll. So a jelly roll is like a big roll of 2.5-inch strips that show the whole
Oh.
collection of fabrics. And I believe I got this one on Tuesday morning, and also my friend Jennifer, she sent me another one for my birthday. So I have enough to do
Oh,
a lap size, but it's knitted themed
Oh,
jelly roll. So it has.
oh my goodness.
Oh my god, that is so cute.
So I have to
And
sew.
that's why I want to learn to sew.
It's really
So
so.
yeah. So I'm supposed to put 3 strips together, and then I have this special ruler to make all the cuts, to make the diagonal line. This ruler right here, and then you kind of put it in a little bit of an order, and then sew it all together
Wow.
again. So I'm very excited.
That's
This
super
one's
cute.
too.
Oh.
I actually made a pillowcase for myself for one of the knitting weekends, and it actually has the same pattern on it.
Oh gosh,
right
that's
here.
cute.
So it'll be fun.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
And
We'll see how it
I
goes.
have one more whip, another sock that I started, just very basic sock. Oh, sorry, just a very basic too. I'm doing a 3x1 rib, and I just did kind of a couple rows at the top in a contrasting color, and then I'll do an afterthought heel once I get the other sock done. And this is in the yarn is. Oh, sorry.
I love the tweed
Is
in
yarn
it.
from Yarn Trekker,
I like the
and
tweed
it's a tweedy yarn, and it's their walk about tweed, and the color is Valley of Fire, and it's kind of
like
like
the
a
soft
rosy,
color
peachy
changes in
with a
there.
little bit of brown
It's
undertone
almost like she
and
has
some
a
gray in
perfect
it.
line to put a heel in. It's like you. It's
Oh,
like,
I'm doing a pre-thought afterthought heel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you
because-
put that in there.
Yeah, so I usually do a true afterthought heel, which is you just knit the tube and then you cut in
I
later.
thought the yarn did that. I was like, look how perfectly the yarn made a line there.
Yeah, and it knew exactly where to fit too. That yarn is so smart. No, but so I used a bit of waste yarn where I knew I wanted to put my heel, because I was changing from the all over rib to just rib on the top and flat stockinette on the bottom of the foot. So that's why I did that, and then did the toe on it
Your
already.
socks look so little.
And the toe is just
So
leftover hazel knits in there. I can't remember the color way on that. It's a gray, but it's really pretty.
In her hoagie bag.
Yes.
In my Hohi
Box. That's cute.
which is a really cute bag. Yep. So that's all I have for whips. Whips.
One more whip.
You have another one?
That's a neat bag.
Old school. I think she still sells this one, but I've
That's a
had
neat
this for a
one.
while. It's the book bag. Bags by Awesome Granny, of course.
I like
And then
the newsprint on the
the
inside.
inside is the inside of a book. So
Oh my gosh, that's
I mean, it just goes perfectly. It's my Cinnabar. It's my shawl.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's looking nice.
So
You made some progress on
I
that.
did. I know maybe the cord should be longer, but it's hard to see. But
What needles are these?
these are the Jimmy Bean's wool.
Oh,
nice.
Those smart sticks, the
Those are nice
interchangeable.
needles.
Smart sticks. So there's like little tags on the like little marks on the cord. They're kind of hard to see, but like a little mark every inch, so you can. And then these are all an inch. And
I have one of those
Which
that was a gift. Someone gave me as a gift, but it's a fixed
Wow,
needle,
that's
and I
turned
used it,
out
and I
so
actually
nice.
loved it.
so this is on purpose. At first, when I did it, I thought that I messed up, but it's actually like a section.
Yeah.
So she does the brioche one way, and then she throws in a few rows of it exactly opposite, and then a few rows of it.
Straight, right.
Yeah, so it does
That's
like
really
these little,
neat.
and then this is the garter side.
You make me want to make that.
I know, that's so
So.
pretty. I've been wanting to do a brioche.
And then this is the wrong side, so it's still, it's still fairly reversible. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the good thing about brioche. The wrong side usually
Yeah,
looks
it's
just
still-
almost
uh-huh.
just as good as the right side.
Yeah. So that's
Very nice.
That's my last whip. Do you have another one?
No, that's it.
Do you have another one?
No, I think that's it.
I
That's
think
all
we're
right.
on to FOs.
All right, FOs. Do you guys have one?
No.
I do.
You
I'm
go
wearing it.
Yay! There's your sweater.
So, if you can see, this is a striped sweater that I was working on last time. I finished it. It's just real loose, raglan. I didn't have a pattern. I just kind of made it up. And I didn't know what yarn it was last time. It's Juniper Moon Zooey. Juniper Moon Farm Zooey. And the colorways, I remember what's on there still. I'm going to tear them out. I can tell you the colorways. I think one is blue, obviously the blue one, and the green is called Mint, and then the pink is called Pink, not real original, and the sort of tan or khaki natural color is called Camellia. So anyway, just a real loose little. I wear a tank under it, and it's linen and cotton blend, so it's a nice summer sweater.
Very comfy.
So
Very comfy.
notes back.
Okay. I have a hat.
That was a cute hat.
So
That was
cute.
a nice pom-pom.
So cute.
The pattern's called Pull the Wool Over
That yarn's
by,
great.
who is it by? What's that name I can't say?
Espas Tricot.
Yeah.
Was that a free pattern?
It is. It's a free pattern.
The ladies at Espas Tricot, they're
It's
super talented.
It's hedgehog fibers, Aran yarn in the matchstick colorway with
That's nice.
Shibui knits cloud mohair held together
Nice.
in the bone colorway.
I love that
So,
halo.
and then the pom pom, I don't know what kind. I got it from Jimmy Bean's Wool. It's the kind that ties on with just a tie.
Cute.
Interesting.
So you can remove it when you want to wash them.
Yeah, you can remove
Or if you
it.
decide you don't want pom pom on that day.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very
Or a different color or whatever. Yeah.
it just ties on.
Love those pom poms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a little. So
Very good.
Thank you.
it's just like a brown. So. And then do you have another? I have one more. I forgot to mention this last time, even though I brought it. So Darlene's granddaughter Peyton. This has a ton of dog hair in it. I'm sorry. Darlene's granddaughter Peyton saw a beautiful shawl wrap on, I guess, Facebook and asked her to make it. So Darlene's making Peyton one, and I said, well, I'll make it with you because I just love to make the same stuff Darlene makes. I said, let me make one for Shyla, and we all know that Shyla loves
Black.
black.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh my
That's
goodness.
amazing.
this is
I
is
saw
crocheted.
that.
It's
Jennifer's
called
making one of those too.
yeah, it's called like perfect pocket shawl because you put these pockets on it. I had this completed at the last podcast. I finished this like August 6th, I think. But I didn't do the fringe because I don't like to do fringe, but I finally added the fringe. So it's completed.
Super cute.
I know it's hard to see because it's black on black, but it is Charlotte's on its way to you. So soon. I just wanted to show it, but it's
That's
finished.
very nice.
Mhm.
I'm sure she'll love
I
it.
used a Barocco Comfort Chunky. It's like a nylon
It's a good one.
nylon acrylic blends. It's just
It's soft.
it is.
Mhm.
Oh, here I forgot I brought this. This was the pattern for the hat. But anyway, right now. Those are all my FOs. I'm done.
Yay. So we know that September 1st is when the Hokie Fall along comes.
Yep.
So we thought we would bring all of our Hokie stuff to show off and to share with you guys. And
Except for me, because I forgot all mine, but I'll bring it next time.
Melissa and I have enough to cover us.
Yeah,
we're
they've got
okay,
enough to
we
get me
got it.
covered. Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. The last thing that I finished from her, and there's a bunch of us that have made this, and you made this too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is
look at both
the
of ours.
fading point. And my cats have, is that right? Sorry.
Oh,
Have kind of snagged a couple of these. But this was just a
So
knit
pretty.
picks kit stroll. I actually, my cats, they're jerks. So this was I bought to use for one of Stephen West's mystery knit-alongs that comes up every fall, but I ended up messing up on the brioche and I couldn't fix it, so I'm like, we'll forget about it. So everyone peer pressured me into doing this with them, and I'm like, oh, I have this in my stash, and it worked out perfectly, and I ended up almost knitting this thing twice.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I messed up so bad. I don't know what the deal was with this, but I'm like, oh, this is so fun. It's a little bit of lace and a lot of garter. And then I only did, this is so funny, I totally ignored the part in the pattern where she says, continue on for so many rows. And I'm like, okay, I'll continue on to the lace pattern. No, you're supposed to do garter stitch. So I didn't have any of these little, and it was so little.
It's so funny how she found out though, because her mom was also knitting it at the same time and brought hers over, and she said, "Why is mine so much longer than yours?"
Yes. So
I doubt that was pretty funny.
Because Deb's was right and Melissa's was wrong.
I wanted to cry, but I re-ripped it all out and I redid it, and I'm happy it's over with.
So pretty.
It was worth it.
And I want everybody to notice there are no ends to weave in. She did it all. She did
did.
them all.
Yay.
I'm so proud of
My
you.
cat, like, you can't leave anything out without them sitting on it, and then their little claws snag everything.
Oh.
So, cats, yeah, we'll make it work.
And here's mine, which I knit a while back. I don't know, a few years ago. This thing is so big. And I
this is so silky.
did stash diving on this. I had some yarn. I think a lot of it was Expression Fiber Arts yarn, and there's a lot of silk in it, so it's real drapey. It was like
It's
silk and
gorgeous.
merino. And I don't know, just a mishmash of yarns that I had.
And
So.
she read the directions correctly.
I did. And
And
I
didn't
knit
knit it
this
twice.
No.
I was obsessed knitting this. It's like I couldn't stop.
It
And I
was
knit it, I
fun.
think, in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Which that's a lot.
That is.
Yeah, I think
I
I, did
took
it
like
in
6 months.
2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks. It was very quick for me.
I made the first one,
So
the
I love
starting point, but I forgot to bring it, so I'll show it next time.
Mm-hmm. Another one we both did was Like a Cloud.
Yes. Do you want to do yours first?
You can go first.
Oh, okay. So here's mine, and it's just it's kind of a little wrinkled because I had it in my chest, my cedar chest downstairs. But it's just kind of like a, I don't know, like a beigey. It's got almost like a pink undertone to it, color. Very neutral. It is the yarn I used was Juniper Moon Farm in their Finley base, and the color was buckwheat. And then I held it with Rowan Kid Silk Haze in the beige colorway. And I wear that a lot when it gets cool here. It's great for work because I can throw it on. It keeps me warm. Put a shawl with it, and I don't even need a coat then. And then as temperatures get a little warmer during the afternoon, I can take a layer off or whatever. So
Yeah.
I love it. It's so soft.
It's beautiful. It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you want me to hold yours up?
Sure. Okay, so I went to Tuesday morning and I was like, sometimes you get into a funk where you're like, I just need some yarn.
Never.
I need some instant gratification. So Tuesday morning, that's yarn I got for like $30 a Tuesday morning. It's Fezza yarn, the opulent cashmere blend. They're lace skeins, and then I held it with the mohair that was supposed to go in with this one for the West knits. Yeah, it's wrinkly. So I was kind of messing around. Like, I really want to make it. I love Elizabeth, and it just looks so soft and comfy, and
So pretty.
so I ended up striping the 2 colors every 4 rows, I believe, just to get enough yarn because it's stash. And then I used a Cumulus yarn that I ended up buying more of to make it fit. And I ended up just holding the Cumulus alone to do the ribbing on all of this.
It's really pretty like that.
It's very pretty.
And it grew a lot.
It
with
feels
blogging.
great.
My arms grew on mine.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Surprised in the length. So I have to roll
And
it
all
now.
my ends are woven in.
All of
Yay!
Yes. See, I'm getting
Just
better.
don't be surprised when I hold up a finished object that still has ends hanging off of it.
You're usually
Could
pretty
happen.
good.
Yeah.
I meant of hers.
Oh,
I didn't hold up one of
yeah,
hers.
gotcha. Yeah, she's horrible. No, it's a design feature.
What's your next one?
That's how you know you made it.
Yeah, 10 made.
What else do I have? This is another shawl that was I think this was a free pattern by Hohi, the Odyssey shawl.
This is gorgeous.
I made this maybe 2 years ago, and it is in La Bien-Aimée, Winterfell, Patagonia, and the North colorways, and it's a DK, and
Looks like a
that
fun
yarn is
one.
just lovely yarn. Yeah, it was a fun shawl to knit. Yep, I like it a lot.
What else you got?
I have, this is my grandpa cardigan.
Oh, this is so cute.
This has a little story about knowing your tape measure.
And I think Darlene is going to be a little bit embarrassed.
No, it's fine. It all works out.
But you got to tell the story.
You do now. You have to tell the
So I
story.
started-
Darlene gifted us all tape measures that were not the right tape measures. They were not the
They're
correct.
made in China.
They
They were not the correct
China.
metric inch. And the way that Darlene figured it out was she was trying to make her dog a sweater. This is gorgeous, first of all, let me say. But
Thank you.
she was trying to make her dog a sweater, and she would measure
love
the
that.
dog, and then she would knit a certain amount, and the sweater wouldn't fit until her husband finally took the tape measure she was using and realized it wasn't the right one. Well, Melissa was using the same tape measure when she started making her grandpa's sweater.
Yeah.
And it was too small, right?
I don't remember.
So the gauge on the tape measure was off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. An inch wasn't an inch
Yeah,
on the
an inch
tape
wasn't
measure.
an inch.
Oh, there's an N.
Oh, see?
Do you see?
Busted.
Two.
So,
There's two.
She's
N's.
gonna blame it on the cat. Mm-mm-mm.
It's my cat's fault. So this was Madtosh DK, and I got it on sale in Yarnivore, and they only had these 2 colors left. And I'm like, I'm really obsessed over the sweater. I need to make it. And then I
Really
saw how
pretty.
some people are doing the 2 colors.
That's what I love about it. Is how you
So
did that.
I did that, and then around the color, I ran out of yarn, and one of my knitting friends emailed Madtosh, and they ended up giving me another skein, but you can tell that it's way lighter around the outside of this.
Oh, but it doesn't matter because
No,
of where it's
and
at.
I totally haven't put buttons on this thing, and I made this years ago.
I love it.
I love cardigans though without buttons.
Yeah,
Me too.
I sometimes just throw them on.
I learned like unpicking, dropping down and fixing cables because I wasn't paying attention, and I would cross them like the wrong way,
Mm.
and then it would just stand out. So
Yeah,
that's
that's a lot of cables on that. It's
That's
beautiful,
a ton
though.
of cables. See, this is far too much thinking for me. Even though I did make
And this was a
Citadel.
tubular cast on and bind up as well. I think I got lazy at the end and didn't do it all. I think I'm like, after the bottom of doing 200 million stitches Kitchener-ing,
Yeah,
I'm like, nope.
you're done. You're done.
So, yeah.
Okay. And then I guess I have something cabled too. This is the
rugged coat.
Rugged Coat,
Which is
which was
amazing.
in Interpretations Volume 5 by Hohi and Vera. And this was one of Hohi's patterns in there. And I actually saw this on display at Hill Country Weavers retreat when Hohi and Vera were there releasing the book. They were instructors at the retreat. We were very fortunate to take classes with them. And it's a beautiful, heavy coat. But it's done in Madelinetosh DK, and it is in a colorway called Pebble. And that's what she designed it in. And that, I usually don't always stick to the same yarns, like colorways or anything. I tend to do my own thing, but that, I just love that neutral. It's like a gray-brown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I finished it last year, and I wore it quite a bit.
It's gorgeous.
I have one of these on the needles in a Knit Picks DK. Knit Picks Swish, I think, and I love it. But
So.
it's not done. Clear.
And
Do you have another one?
So this is the first Hohi pattern I've ever made.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And it's made out of Madelinetosh. The one that pills all the time is a single skein, so it's kind
Is
of
it
worsted.
Macintosh or is it
Worsted.
Malabrigo?
Oh, Malabrigo.
Malabrigo,
Sorry.
yeah, I thought it was Malabrigo.
It's in the pearl colorway, and I use that colorway so much.
Color's
but
pretty.
this Yeah, it's kind of a hot
did
mess.
though. You need to
I have
use
a
my gleaner.
Yeah.
You have one? Okay.
But that was, and even her mom commented on my pictures.
It's so
on
pretty.
Ravelry, so that was kind of neat. So it's a warm one.
Good, Carrie, put in that.
It's kind of hard to hold up.
There's a fuzz on it.
Sorry.
It's so pretty. Yeah.
I wouldn't actually mind making this one again in a yarn that doesn't pill.
Yeah.
It was
That's a lot of work to have that all pill like that.
Yeah. It was a fun pattern. It was kind of a long project.
Darlene wants to make this one.
She should. Just use a better yarn.
That's a single ply, right?
Yes.
So just not a good. It's a good yarn,
It's the
just
yarn-
not a good yarn for that project.
It's the yarn that was called for in the pattern.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
This was.
That surprises me.
Isn't this called like My Everything or?
Let me look it up really quick.
It's so pretty though.
It's literally a circle with
glean
arms.
it and it'll be good.
Yeah, I think it'll be.
Yeah. Clean it before fall.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 weeks.
In Texas, we have till
In
Christmas.
Texas, you've got like 3
You've got
months.
a couple months, right?
Yeah.
But you better have it done because you're gonna miss it.
Yes, the one day I get to wear
It'll be
it.
summer again.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure it out.
I have another one.
I have one of these on the needles too.
This is Julie's wrap, which I started this because,
Opposite
as I said, I'm on the road a lot, and I just wanted something I could keep in there without a pattern. And so to knit the center section, it's just all garter stitch. And so it was like 48 inches or so of garter stitch. And so I just kept it in my car, and in between appointments, whenever I had a few minutes, I would just knit a few rows, and I got all that done, and then did the border, which is some twisted rib, which
I
did
don't
take
know.
a while because you're picking up a lot of stitches on this, and then the bind off took forever
I bet those
because it's a
bobbles.
bobble bind off, but it's so worth the effort. I'm so glad I did it because I thought about just doing a picot. I'm so glad I did it because the bobble bind off really makes this, and I wear this together with my rugged coat, and it looks really cute together.
This is
Does.
Savvy Skeins.
And yeah, Savvy Skeins in the Boots and Spurs colorway, which
Did
is
you interswitch your skeins while making or no? I'm just
a
curious.
I didn't.
Okay. And
I
that's good that
didn't.
it still
I
turned out
didn't
really
alternate,
good.
but I did have one skein that the color was a little bit different, and so I saved that for like the outer.
Oh, okay.
Like I could tell when it
Mhm.
just in the skein when I wound it that it looked
Mhm.
like that. So
That's
It's-
probably
and I
part
figured
of
there was
the bind
enough
off.
going on
Mhm.
in it that it kind of
Yeah.
I was just
But,
curious.
yeah, no. And then I had some leftover, quite a bit of leftover yarn
And she made socks.
because I think it calls for 3 skeins, and I only used a portion of the 3rd skein. So I made the Coffee Talk socks by Tracy Millar from the Grocery Girls, and so there's the Boots and Spurs, and then this was some leftover fig by Madeline Tosh. So coordinating socks, shawl, and rugged
jacket.
coat.
Coat.
Winning.
Good work outfit.
Because, it gets so cold here
You know.
one day a year.
Growing up in Michigan, can't always get that out of my head.
Oh, and then this is called Opposite Pole.
Oh,
sorry.
So
okay.
you know.
So
and then
off.
it is Malabrigo yarn merino worsted.
Okay.
I guess it's in frost gray. I didn't realize that. And then
Frost gray. That's nice.
I made this a long time ago, and we met my family in Missouri, halfway point, and my
remember
brother
that.
took pictures of me wearing it.
You can probably have Audrey
That's a
insert
great
some
picture.
of those.
So
Great picture.
that's what it looked like before pilling.
That was hot off the needles,
Yes.
right?
That was. I think I was on the drive there. I was like trying to get it
Finishing
done.
it
Yeah.
And then one other I've made more, but this is we just wanted to give you a sampling. We thought maybe it would help to inspire people what they could make for the
Mhm.
Cal. This was the Suburban wrap.
And what not to make mistakes making a beginning point.
Exactly. This was the Suburban wrap, and I bought this as a kit, which I usually don't buy kits very often. I don't know why, but anyway, this was from the Suburban Stitcher in her Pure Sock base, and it's the colors are Predictability, Doily, and Coal. The gray, dark gray is like a coal colorway, and this is just a real light, airy shawl, and it's beautiful. I love this. I wear this a lot too.
I kind of like the longer wrap stoles. I feel like there's a lot of different ways you could wear them.
And then again, I had leftover yarn.
Right here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to show you all my behind. It's big enough. Anyway, so I had leftover yarn, and I love to use my leftovers. So I just cast on a sock one night and kind of made up this little sock. I call it the Suburban sock because it's from the same colors as the Suburban wrap.
She's just so creative. She just like makes up a sock on the fly. I think I'll do this, and then she remembers it for the second sock.
A couple of my friends want me to write this up, so I'm probably going to write it up and just throw it out there as a free pattern.
Yeah, I've already volunteered to test it.
Yeah. So
I'll test it.
anyway, that was fun. So good ways to use your leftover yarns when you have, and then when you wear it together, it looks really cute too.
It does.
I like to match.
Elizabeth looks cute and everything.
Not true.
It's a hard.
I look like an Easter egg today.
Oh, yeah. I wish I had that problem.
Okay, does anybody have any new stuff? New stash enhancements?
I don't have stash enhancements, but I did bring what I'm going to cast on for the Hohi.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know if, did you guys...
Well, I have one stash enhancement. 2 stash enhancements.
Do you want to do stash enhancements, or do you want to continue with the Hohi thing?
I didn't bring
enhancements because they're quick.
Okay. I didn't bring my whole.
I just have 2 little bags that I got. This is just a little notions pouch from the Scrappy Thread, which is really cute. It's a little patchworky.
I love the colors.
Yep. I've been wanting something of hers, and I saw it, and so I grabbed it. And then this is a new bag I got, which I just love. I have 3 dogs, so I'm a total dog person. And this is from Nancy, which is also my mother's name, so that was kind of cool. And she's the Irish knitter on Etsy, and she sent a lovely little card with it, and it's just a super cute.
That's really well made.
Who doesn't love dogs?
Yeah,
puppies.
I know. And then
You're a cat person.
the drawstring is a tape measure. I just think I just love it. I think it's adorable. So I'm anxious to put something in this. So those are the only stash enhancements. Gosh, I can't talk. That I have. Did you have anything?
I brought old stuff. So when this whole quarantine COVID thing started, I gotta support the local people.
We do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
To keep people. So
Sorry.
Elizabeth and I were supposed to go to the Wolf Slayers retreat in Wimberley, but it got canceled. So I went and I checked out some of the local vendors, and this is Wonderluck Fibers.
That's
so
gorgeous.
Are you gonna do like a sock with this, like heels and toes?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the coffee talk socks with these.
Nice.
Okay.
So
beautiful colors. I love the contrast.
This is like my color jam right there.
I wanted to mention
it's a Darlene color jam.
One other thing. When I knit my socks, I knit on the Chigu mini 9-inch circulars. This is the interchangeable set, and I don't know if you can see this. They're so tiny. But I never used to knit socks until I started using these, and a lot of people don't like them because they use 2 of the small. You get 2-inch and 3-inch tips in the set, and a lot of people will do 2-inch tips, but you get a lot of hand fatigue, and I had a lot of cramping in my hands. So what I tried doing then was putting on my left hand, since I knit continental on my left hand, which is my holding hand. I put the 3-inch tip, and then I put the 2-inch tip, which is my grabbing yarn.
Oh, that's super smart.
Put that one in the right, and then you have more support in your hand. Your hand doesn't have to
cramp as much.
It doesn't cramp because you're not working as much, right? So it gives you like some leverage. And I don't know if you've had trouble with 9-inch circulars and you have the interchangeables, you might want to try using 2
because it literally is kind
tips.
of making it like a 10-inch a little bit.
Yep.
That's just that extra little bit really makes a difference.
That's
Yeah,
really
it's not so much the length of the whole thing, it's the leverage in your hand. You have more to grab onto, and your whole hand can hold it as opposed to just your fingertips. And that makes a huge difference in fatiguing of your hands. So I just wanted to mention that as a little tip.
That's a good tip.
Anyway.
And then I was kind of going through my stash, and I'm like, I have 2 of these that I bought.
I love
It's Carrie's fault I bought it. The drug dealer Carrie.
It is. I have like 4 sets of this at home because I love this color so much.
So this is Turtle Pearls, striped turtle toes, and this is the trench coat colorway. And
it's like Burberry, right?
It is.
Yes.
I'll buy it from you if you want.
So I'm like, I have 2
Love it.
sets of these, and I'm like, what am I gonna make with these? I don't want 4 pairs of socks. I don't or
I have two sets of them
two
too.
pairs. So I contacted the owner, and she was super nice. I have a little note right here. So she custom made these two for me.
That sweater with the striped arms, the mustache fibers.
Oh.
And she sent this. Her name is Emily, and she sent me this cute little note with it.
Oh.
And so I'm gonna do a sock arms sweater with this.
Yeah, the sock arm sweater.
Sock arm
Where the
sweater.
arms
Cute.
are striped
Yes.
and
So
the
this
body.
will be the whole body, and then the arms will be striped.
Oh, cute.
So whenever I get to it.
That's a good plan, though.
Yes.
And that
then I'll
is
use
beautiful.
it. So I had to
colors.
buy more yarn to use my stash yarn.
Don't we all? I have to do that too.
Good justification.
Yes. So that was more quarantine yarn.
Okay, so
Is that it?
Is that it?
Do you have more?
That's all that I have.
So sign-ups end on the 31st for the Hoagie Fall.
That's
Make
Monday.
Along.
Paige's 25th birthday.
Aw, happy
Aw.
birthday, Paige! And she
Happy
probably
birthday,
doesn't watch
Paige.
this, but you can tell her we shouted out.
Yes.
So we were preparing our projects, and we thought we'd show you what we decided on. Some of us are very ambitious.
Do you want me to hold it closer? Well, I mean,
This
we
is
kind of
just a
showed
staple
this
linen
last time.
top.
And a lot of people are talking about it on the podcast about how awesome this is and how
Yeah.
popular it's going to be.
In my Bags by Awesome Granny. This reminds me of fall, and it's the fall knit along. So this is my fall bag. And I have this linen. I've had this linen for a long time. I'm gonna hold it double because I like the look of it better. I've swatched it for other projects, and it's very thin, and
Yeah.
I don't want to hold it single. So I've swatched it holding it double, and it
That'd be
makes
nice.
it makes a
It is
really
really
nice.
That's a really thin linen.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would double
so-
that too.
So I have like 9 skeins of this, so I have more than
Oh
enough.
my gosh,
Yeah,
that's beautiful
so
color.
I'll hold it double. So it's called Rust.
I'm surprised you would choose that color.
I'm surprised as well.
Sorry.
Do you like orange?
As we all know, might be my favorite color. Might be, not sure. But anyway, so that's gonna be my one Hoagie project because Elizabeth
I
is making
have one
enough for
too.
all of us.
Yes.
I have 1, 2, plus 3 more. But I am also knitting that same staple linen top in this Barocco linen stonewash, and I don't know what the color that I got from the knitting cup in Georgetown.
I'm sorry, mine's called Yarn Stories. It's in my
Oh.
stash, but I should have mentioned that. I believe it's from Lithuania or Ethiopia. I'm not sure which one.
And this just has a number for the color, which is 7370. Doesn't have a name, but it's like kind of almost like a black, but like a heathered black.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think
Gray
that'll be
black.
nice. Yeah.
Marbled, like.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
So that's mine, and that is in a Hoagie. I think this was her Huga drawstring bag. Which
The
I got.
artwork is really great on
Yeah,
that.
isn't it? It's really cute. I think one of her friends designs all the artwork. So I have that one. Do you want me to go again? Or do
Yep.
you-
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't bring mine.
Oh, you didn't
'cause
bring
I
yours.
showed mine
Okay.
last time.
And
This bag
then
screams Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Also, well, I try to put everything in my Hoagie bags. So this is one of the extra large in the pink, hot pink colorway. Extra large BA bags, I think is what they call it. So I'm doing another Elton. This is going to be for my mom. And this is in Debbie Bliss Angel in, color 15007, as if that really helps. Which is it looks kind of gray on there, but it's actually a light blue, like a dusty blue. And then this is Malabrigo sock in the Cirrus Gray colorway, which
Oh,
really,
that's gonna be
excuse me, is more of a blue. It's got a lot of blue in it, so kind of gray blue theme. So
Being
that,
that blue is not your jam, is it your mom's jam?
this is for my mom. Yeah, my mom has blue eyes, so
It'll be
loves
it'll-
blue.
It'll be so good on this.
So
Mhm.
that, and then I think I talked last time I'm going to do
Is
the
that another
hipster.
Hoagie bag?
Yeah, the hipster
Sorry.
cow. I don't
She
know if I
has-
showed this last
She's
time.
like 4 Hoagie bags.
Did I show
like,
this?
right here.
Last time?
No,
We
you
talked about
it.
it.
Yes.
You
not
talked
my
about
color.
how
I
it
know
not
I
being
look.
your color, and the lady at the store saying, "Oh, that is not your color," and you were
So
wearing
as you
it.
can see, it's not my color. But if I wear it with
It's
like
mine.
something green, I can get away with it.
It's totally my color.
It's totally my color
No,
too.
I'm just gonna wear my bag. Anyway, this is gonna be the hipster cowl. So, and that yarn is, I got it from Gage Dyeworks. It's Quince & Co. Phoebe, and I think Phoebe is the colorway. No, that's the base. I'm not sure what the colorway is.
Is it a number?
Oh, Soul,
So
Soul,
Oh,
like
okay.
sun, Soul.
I've
Yep.
never used their yarns before. I've always.
I haven't either, so this will be my first time.
Curious about-
Yeah.
I've used a Quince & Co. silk blend to make a sweater for Paige, and if you wash it in the washing machine, it shrinks about 4 sizes.
Oh,
Oh
goodness.
no.
So,
Goodness. And then the last one that I just at the last minute decided that I was going to do, the super simple summer sweater, because
I
it's in a
remember
heavy,
picking
it's
that
in an
up.
Aran weight, and Melissa, you were with me when I picked this yarn
I
out.
totally
This is
helped
from
influence her.
Chasing Rabbits. Pull the tag out. Chasing Rabbits Fiber Co. She's a Texas dyer, fabulous Texas dyer, and I don't know how you say that.
I don't either.
Naiad
sounds about
colorway,
right.
which is this like kind of turquoisey blue. It's got a little bit of gray overcast to it, like an overtone.
Melissa Brown made that one too. The
Yeah, she
original.
did.
She did a great job.
And then this is the Wildwood colorway, which is I don't know, it's kind of like a golden color with a black wash over it. So I think it'll be really pretty together.
Mhm.
Melissa helped me pick this yarn out at the retreat.
I was
So
a good influencer for you.
we'll see if I get any of those 4 projects done, but hopefully at least.
she's gonna get at least one.
Shooting for 50%.
because we're podcasting, you have to be accountable.
That's gonna, right. That's gonna keep me accountable.
Let's hope
Hopefully.
it keeps some of us accountable at least.
Hopefully.
Yes. So a funny thing is okay, I got a new phone because, and it's my dog. Because my son's battery, he had a 6S, and it has like the worst battery ever. So him going back to school, and so I swapped out phones. So this one has face recognition, and my daughter did all the editing from my phone, and it completely like went black. And then she's like, "Mom, I need your face," and then she actually held it up to her face, and it turned on and unlocked. So my phone.
That's
is,
how much her daughter looks like her.
my phone is no longer safe for her. So I don't know if I need to retrain it. I don't. But she. Yeah. So
That's funny.
these are my kids.
And you can
For
probably
the
have her
first day of
insert that
school.
picture if she's not too embarrassed to do this. So that's
So.
super cute.
Yeah. So that's my funny discovering my child actually really does look like me. Like
She does.
Yeah.
Apple proven. So, and we did start a Ravelry group. So if you guys have any questions you want to know more about
please
us,
join us there. That's
or-
probably where we'll do the giveaway once we hit 200 subscribers. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
Yes.
if anyone is having trouble with Ravelry and you're not able to use it for any reason, you can just contact one of us via you can comment on the YouTube channel or email us or whatever, however you want to get in touch with us, and we can enter you another way. We can
Yeah,
figure that
sure.
out.
Put
Yeah.
something in there.
You do it.
Yeah, put something in there.
Yeah.
An
And we
entry for
hope
you.
this volume is better.
Yeah.
Please keep giving us feedback. We do appreciate it. We promise we're going to try and get
Yeah.
better at all the things that are kind of messed up. So
Yeah,
Better
we're,
each time.
we're new at this, so I'll try to talk louder.
Or use your whistle. All right.
All
Well,
right. Thanks
everybody,
for checking us
Yeah,
out.
we really appreciate each and
stay
everyone for
safe.
watching.
If your kiddos are going back to school, hope that goes well. Hope you're not too fearful over it. And
Cast on Tuesday,
cast
and
on
we'll
Tuesday
see you
for
in a couple
Hoagie's
weeks.
Fall Cal. I want to say Fall Cal. Fall Cal. Yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes.
So
Thanks for
thank
watching.
you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.